So that's a pretty good setup for introducing OPOWER now, at least as we think about it from OPOWER. Who is OPOWER? Who are we? We are a behavioral efficiency software company that really focuses on broad-based engagement. We intend to give people better information about their energy use, work with utility partners to analyze that data and provide insight to users on how they can change their behavior, and give them the tools and the tips that they need to really go out and make those changes and realize the benefits of behavioral efficiency. We're a company based in DC. We're about 200 employees, as Barry said, working with 50 utilities across the nation. And we really pride ourselves on our multi-channel platform, our analytics engine, our behavioral science that's led by our chief scientist, Dr. Robert Cialdini, a recognized leader in the space of influence and behavioral psychology, our mass marketing pedigree from Amazon.com and Capital One, and the fact that we're working very closely with regulators across the U.S. to make sure that behavioral efficiency is approved for energy savings. Now, this platform suite at the left may not look dissimilar to other platform suites you might see from some of our competitors. One thing I will say in pride of OPOWER is that it's the only platform suite where this is actually deployed live today with utilities across the nation. So at left we have our home energy reports. These are full color customized reports that go out to over 1.5 million households today that give people context into their energy use and give them tips to save. Barry's going to talk a little more in depth on the reports. We have the home energy portal, which is fully integrated into the paper reports. So for those customers who are interested in a deeper dive, they can go online and learn more. And we also support in-home display and smartphones. And what does all this mean? We find that when we deploy the reports, we get a better than 85% customer engagement. And on average, we see a 1.5% to 3.5% demand reduction in each of those households. Now, what do we mean when we say 85% customer engagement? That's the number of households that we know through surveys and through analysis open reports and take action to save energy. In 2011, we anticipate to save over 450 gigawatt hours of energy. Just to give you some context, that's enough energy to effectively take 45,000 homes off the grid, and it's about a little more than 1/3 of all of the wind and solar generation combined in the United States in 2011. So it's a substantial impact, and we're very proud of the reduction to emissions and energy that we're working with our partners to achieve. So this is a little bit about the tools that we use to get people to engage in their energy. You might ask, in the face of these economic motivations that I mentioned are not particularly effective, how do we get people to instead change their behavior and really take action? So I'm going to turn it back over to Barry, who's going to talk to you a little bit about our history and product philosophy.
Thank you, Chris. So as Chris mentioned, OPOWER's approach is a behavioral approach. It's found, and we're looking to change people's behavior when it comes to energy consumption so they can cut their energy use and save on their bills. So our approach is founded on cutting-edge behavioral science in this sense. And for us to deliver on our goal of delivering energy savings across millions of households, and we're currently engaging with over 1.5 million households nationwide, we need to understand how people behave when it comes to using energy, and specifically what motivates them to change their level of usage. And an important investigation of this topic was carried out by two professors in Southern California in the summer of 2001 in the midst of the state's energy crisis. I'm from Northern California. This hit close to home for me. And it was a tough time. And the professors wanted to find out what motivates people to decrease their energy consumption. So the professors and their loyal research assistants did an experiment using door hangers. And on the next slide, you will see 3 door hangers. And the professors and the research assistants, in their quest to find out what motivates people to change their energy usage, put various door hangers on a lot of homes stating different reasons for why people should use less energy during the summer. And some of the homes received the first door hanger on the left that said, you should turn off your air conditioning this summer and turn on your fan more because it will save you money. That's the reason you should do it. Some other homes received the middle door hanger that said, you should turn off your AC and turn on the fan because that's good for the environment. It will prevent air pollution from power plants if we're using less energy. And the third door hanger went to another group of citizens, and it said, use less energy because it's good citizenship. It will help prevent rolling blackouts. And I will turn over the question to other people in the room other than Rashik to see which door hanger you think was most effective in driving people to change their energy consumption. Money. All right, we have a lot of greedy people in the room, as probably many of people on the line are as well, and they're saying that money is the key driver in motivating people to use less energy. They can save money. So it turns out that at the end of the study, they compared energy usage across the homes receiving these different door hangers and compared to homes that received no door hanger. And they found that there was a zero impact on consumption. People that receiving these door hangers, didn't matter which one was as good as receiving no door hanger. There was really no impact on energy consumption. What I've been hiding from you all this time is that there was a fourth door hanger, and it said, use less energy this summer, turn off your air conditioning and turn on the fan, because the majority of your neighbors are also turning off their AC and turning on their fan. And this social context was very powerful. People who received this message decreased energy consumption by 6%, which is amazing, especially when compared to our expectations over on the left. And this finding that social context is critical and that the actions of our peers influence the way that we behave very much stuck in the minds of the founders of OPOWER. They latched on to this insight, and one of the professors in this study, Robert Cialdini, became the chief scientist of OPOWER and helped the founders to scale up this insight and apply it on a large scale to change people's behavior when it comes to using less energy. And in fact, OPOWER's product today still reflects an emphasis on the importance of social context and other insights from behavioral science. And we'll soon be turning it over to Kirsten Brooks from United Illuminating to talk about how we're applying these behavioral science insights for the customers of United Illuminating. But I will show you this home energy report here. Chris alluded to it before. This is what we're sending to over 1.5 million homes nationwide. It's a often bi-monthly information source and analysis that is sent to homes so they can better understand their energy usage and take action to reduce it. So what's emphasized here is this neighbor energy comparison that I just mentioned. This bar chart shows how your home, you receiving the report, used energy relative to similar homes in your neighborhood. And with that social context, you can see if you're using more than average or if you're better than average, and so on, and respond accordingly. The report also presents personalized energy efficiency advice that is targeted based on demographic characteristics that we know about the occupants of the home, such as whether they are owners of the home or renters of the home, how many occupants are in the home, income level, and information like that. And 6,000 lucky United Illuminating customers were randomly selected to participate in such a home energy report program that presents these helpful insights and social context to them. And Kirsten will be discussing that program momentarily. United Illuminating has a relatively small program relative to some of our other home energy report deployments. The scale can be quite large, and on this next slide, the pie chart indicates that in Massachusetts, 24% of the state's residential energy efficiency portfolio and goals is accounted for by OPOWER's Home Energy Reports program and the savings associated with that. So that's a very large chunk that represents 49 gigawatt hours of energy savings, and that's equivalent to taking about 5,000 homes off the Massachusetts electricity grid for a year. So the scale is large, and we continue to add more utility partners to send our energy reports to their customers. Chris will briefly go into greater detail around the opportunities to achieve behavioral savings in households and some survey work that OPOWER has done to characterize the opportunity, and then Kirsten will give the on-the-ground perspective of how those opportunities are being pursued at United Illuminating.
Great, thanks, Barry. So you might say, well, we've talked about this 20% that we need to achieve, and we talked about how McKinsey identified some of the structural changes. Your OPOWER is suggesting that we can also get there through behavioral means as well. So we went back and we looked at the McKinsey report, and we wanted to know what percentage of that 27 to 28% residential opportunity they identified was attributed to behavior-based savings. And so what we found was that McKinsey explicitly excluded behavior-based savings. For the purpose of their report, Unlocking Energy Efficiency in the U.S. Economy, they looked at only those efficiency initiatives that could be hardwired, as opposed to relying on sustained behavior change among end users. There is a lot of juice in hardwired changes, and McKinsey identified that, but OPOWER knows that there's a lot of juice also in sustained behavior change. In fact, it's what our entire company is based upon, getting people better information and insights about their energy use, motivating them to take action, and then helping them sustain that efficiency over time. So we decided that we would take a deeper look, and whereas McKinsey had focused on structural changes, we wanted to know how much juice was there on the behavior side. We've talked about how OPOWER is delivering 2.5 to 3.5% savings per household today. And we're very proud of those savings, and it's adding up to be a significant savings across the U.S. But we really wanted to know if we were able to fully penetrate those behavior changes, what is the size of the opportunity in behavioral efficiency? So we launched a survey in the fall of 2010, and what we were looking for was what we call unnecessary use, meaning leaving the AC on, for instance, while you're away on vacation or away at work while no one is home to benefit from the cooler home. And then what we also classified as excessive use, which is more subjective, but includes things like lengthy showers, over 12 minutes, I think in this case. Some people might think that is a necessity rather than excessive use. But we were just trying to identify what is the opportunity in getting people to change their behavior